And today's project is replacing the gears in the seat that makes it slide forward and backward, forward and backward. And these are the gears right here. This is for the driver's side, and there's for the passenger side. They're both the same. And these are a 3D printed onyx plastic, which is supposed to be hard. And I'm gonna try to replace them. I've done it once before, and I bought some cheap ones from, well, they weren't cheap. They were like, I don't know, 40 bucks. These were, I think they were $32 for both seats, which is a pretty good deal. Came from Budapest. The first ones I bought were from Taiwan, and they broke the first time I used them. So that was kind of a bummer. I did that, maybe eight years ago. Right now it's June 2021. So I'm gonna have this door open a lot. So what I do is I disconnect the battery when I'm working on it. When I need to test the seats and have it moved or anything, I reconnect the battery real quick. This is a 91 500 SL. So there's really no issues when I disconnect the battery. I don't have to reset anything but the radio, which I don't really listen to. I just have a, just a player, MP3 player. So first thing to do is the two screws at the bottom right there, and we'll get this bottom seat out. Okay, this is seat all the way back. I've got this much room on this one, from here to here. And this one's a little bit closer to that. I'm going to slide it forward so that I can, let's see, get to the bolts. Okay, so here we are. Got the battery disconnected so I don't drain it having the door open. So I guess there's two ways of doing it. One is you can take this screw mechanism out, the motor, and this comes apart. There's a couple bolts right there. Then there's another way that I read where you just undo some stuff and take these 4 bolts out, but I don't want to do that. So I want to take the whole thing out because it's real greasy. I don't want to get grease all over the interior here. So first thing I'm going to do is take off this this bar right here. This is where the seat bottom pushes down on either side. And there's the screw holes for, I can't even find them now, that hold the seat down. They're somewhere in here. Strange how things just disappear. Okay, so that's what I'm gonna do now, just take this thing off. Yeah, so this thing it's attached right here. Just undo those two 10 millimeters, put the nuts back on it so you can remember where it went. And then you look at some of like all this pink marking on everything is from the factory. So these are ones that I believed I replaced. I got them on eBay. They came off, I believe, a 93. This is a 91. There was a few things that were different as I remember. I think it was something about the attachment points here were a little different. Yeah, there's a bunch of different model numbers on these. If I did some research, and there's about 10 different model numbers. For the different years. I mean, they say they're all the same, but I don't know. I did read on one forum that something about the pitch of I don't know if it's the pitch of this worm screw looking thingy, or the pitch of the gears on the inside are different from some years. So maybe that's why my last one broke, because the pitch was different. I don't know. I'm gonna have to just give it a shot. Yeah, see, so they have the numbers right here. This one says, it looks like an R, and that one looks like an L. So this is my right hand, so this one should be over here. So yeah, I screwed up the last time, but did notice that. Let's see if I can get, see all those washers that are under there? I think I must have added these washers for some reason. These only have, this one has no washer. This one's got one washer. Don't know why I did that. Maybe something wasn't working right. Anyways, I'm gonna go ahead and take this side off. Right here, these bolts, or these nuts here. And then there's this, just slides off once you get this thing loose. Then there's a let's see if I can zoom in on that thing. Yeah. See, it's a kind of a circlip right there with a pin. On the other side, I don't know what's on the other side. If that's just a washer, it might be just a washer. But so this pin, where am I? This pin, you have to be able to knock it all the way out, or at least all the way to here, so that this part will lift up. And that's what I'm gonna go ahead and do. Okay, so I've got these out that were right here. There's 3 washers on each side, but these are not Mercedes, so I know it's something that I did. Don't know why. Maybe I lost the bolts. Maybe there weren't any bolts. Who knows? But anyways, now this whole thing will lift off like that. Okay. This thing, we'll just slide it right out of here. Yeah, I'm gonna work on this pin. Get that pin out. So this is about, 5 minutes worth of work. You can get to the bottom with a 13 millimeter. The top, you can't get anything on it, because there's these sides that prevent you from putting a thing. So what I did is I put a big screwdriver on the nut to hold it, then loosen it from the bottom, and that's the way I did it. Okay, you get this big old circlip out. I just used a screwdriver. Don't lose it. And you've got this pin right here. Let's see. Got this pin right here. It doesn't come all the way out. This thing's still in there. It has to come out a little bit more. And then you've got this plastic part right here. Might have to loosen wherever it's holding at. Maybe here. And over here. Just get it to, don't want to break it, but this thing needs to come out a little bit farther. Okay, just get that one, whatever it was, it's kind of one of these Torx. I think it was a TX20. There's another one over here, but you don't have to unloosen it. It wouldn't even come loose. But that'll give you enough room to gently bend this out so that this pin is loose. It's far enough out. Then the whole thing comes up. This part just slides out. And then you have your slide or whatever this nightmare of a device is. So it's most of the time it's searching for the right tool. So right there, so and your hands will get all greasy and stuff, so be careful. And then there's these big things here that we got to break that loose and look and see what's inside of it. Inspect it. I mean, the seat worked, but with these replacement ones from eBay, used, you know, sometimes you don't know, man. They had problems with the plastic gears on the early models. I don't see anybody complaining about it sliding forward or backwards on the later, you know, the facelifted models. But the early models, you know, 90, 91, 92, maybe 93, you know, I've seen multiple posts of it won't slide forward or backwards, and most people go, oh, well, it's your switch is no good, and that's it. And people, you know, they don't know what to do. You take it to a dealer, they'll replace each side. They'll sell you, last time I checked was like, what, 7-8 years ago, it was $750 per side for a new one. I doubt you can even get one now. So the only thing we can try to do is, you know, fix them, right? So that's what I'm gonna do next on this one. Take it apart. Okay, I got it apart. Here's what the screws look like, or the giant Torx. A lot of Loctite on there. Blue Loctite. They're hard to get off, so I had to put the whole mechanism in a vise. I used one of these, or one of these, and I used a hammer on the ground to just kind of loosen it because they are tighter than them, you know. So this is what it looks like on the inside. There is that wonderful gear. So I guess there's a big, well, there's a nut here, like I forget what it is, 17, 19. That has to come out, and this thing slides on there. And these are the teeth that break. So I'm just going to inspect this one here. So you can get some light on it. It's hard to tell, and I'll tell you, it's really greasy. This one might be okay. This is one I must have bought it on eBay. But I want to look at each gear, make sure it's okay. Get a hold of my phone. So this is what this part looks like. So when this thing turns, this part, right? And it pushes the seat on both sides. I mean, talk about the weakest link. I wish they would have made this out of brass, but they probably made it all out of this plastic to keep the noise down for the luxury ride. You know, plastic is quieter than metal, I guess. But this part's always good. This thing here is always good. There's nothing really could go wrong on this part. It's all that. Good, I can turn it and look at it. I think this one might be okay. I don't don't see any broken. What they usually do is they split in half. We'll end up with two halves in here. But that one looks okay. So I'm just gonna put that one back together. I don't think I need to change this one. Maybe it's the other side. What the seat was doing on the driver's side is if you're standing outside the car and you're moving the seat back and forth, it works fine. Once you get in it though, it struggles, something about the weight. I don't know. I mean, I'll check the alignment. I know that the other side has broken gears, but I just want to make sure that everything works on this car. If I ever go to sell it, I want everything to work on it. Okay, so onward. Yeah, this one works now. I really didn't have to do anything to it. It decided to fix itself. Slides forward, backwards, tilts up, tilts back. Before, it wouldn't work when I was sitting in it. So maybe it was just an alignment issue and I cleared it up. Yeah, it's moving. Okay. Yeah, I didn't have to do much to it. It was probably just an alignment issue. But the passenger one, that I know that thing isn't even working at all. Let's try it. I can hear the motors. Okay, so at least there's one set of gears that I don't need. Hey there. So today is going to be another hot day here in Temecula. 2 days ago, oh my God, it was like 107 degrees. I was out in it and stuff, and it was, hopefully it won't be as hot today. It's already 91. I'm gonna close down the door. So today I'm gonna work on the passenger side. That's non-operational. The seat, the way it slides forward and backwards. I remember I worked on this probably 7 years ago, and trying to remember what I did. But these are the original slides because they have that pink marking on there right there. Same with this one here. This one's already, I think, yeah, this one's already loose. I just got to disconnect it here. I don't know why I didn't hook it up. I know it's missing some screws. I don't know what happened to the screws. But it's okay. Oh, you know, I think what happened, now the other side, if you looked at the previous part of this video, there were nut and bolt with washers. This one doesn't have that. What happened is the ones over there for the driver's side I bought from eBay, and they were off in 93, and they didn't have, I believe, there was something different about this part right here, and so I had to modify it with different bolt and washers. Another thing that I can that I picked up on is the gears that I bought are black. The ones in here, the original ones, they should be white. And those are the ones that break. Those are the ones that Mercedes must have changed them in 93 to black. Okay, because those are stronger. They don't, I guess they don't break. So that's one thing, one reasoning. I'm thinking why the earlier models seem to have this problem and the later ones don't. Mercedes figured out, oh, that you can't use just the straight nylon. It's got to be reinforced. And the black ones that I got are onyx, 3D printed, and onyx is black. It has some kind of threads inside the plastic that strengthen it. I forget what they are, if it's some kind of carbon threads or something. I was reading on it, but it's like probably three to 5 times stronger than the white plastic nylon ones. Okay, so I'm just gonna dig this one out and we'll open it. Yeah, one thing I noticed is there's a kind of a rubber washer below this thing, right? This is the thing that kind of a cover right here, and then this is where the bottom of the seat hooks onto. But like this one's, all right, there's a metal washer right here that comes off, and then this one's got some added ones. I don't know why it's like that. The other side was more like this. So I don't know, factory, maybe they, who knows. Anyways, different. All right, here it is. Hold on. Yeah, okay. So you see, this would be the right side, the passenger. There's the number, the Bosch number. And it's this number right here. Okay, so punch that in to Google. It's right, yeah, it's right, this one here. So look at it, there it is. Now, this is in Euro, so it's not in the United States. So the model for this one says 1989 to 2001. And then there's also 1989 to 1992. All right. This came off, I believe, in 1990. With 125,000 miles. So that's the only thing that, I think the only difference is after 92 is, yeah, see this, it's kind of hard to see it, but see how there's a nut right here, and it's it's like welded on there or something, where the other one didn't have that. It's just a hole. So they used they spot welded it on. I think that's the only difference with the later years. And it's no biggie, because even if you get the later years, one of these for the, your car, and it doesn't have that, you just go to a hardware store, just get a nut and bolt lock washer, or a couple of other washers if you need it, and you're good to go. Okay, so I'm going to break this thing loose, and see, like I told you before, there are some instructions where you can do it right in the car. You try to break these things loose with that Loctite, I am telling you, they're, you know, you're going to end up breaking something else in there, because I had to put that you know, socket thing on there. I forgot what do you call it, star or Torx, yeah, Torx. And I had to hit that thing with a hammer to break it loose. I couldn't imagine doing it in the car and accidentally hitting a motor or some module in there or something. Okay, so let's take it. So here's my setup. I got it in a vise. Got a bar on here. Hit it, break it loose with a hammer like that. And then you can put a ratchet on there and get it off really quickly. And this thing is kind of spring-loaded, this part here. It'll want to come out when all the bolts are out, so that's okay. That's all the tools I got to work with. Yeah. I guess you could do this in the car, but a lot easier when it's out. I got it loose. Let's go for the big reveal, see what's inside. And there's that nylon, that kind of green, not white, but yeah, you can see, all right? There's a broken tooth right here. It's actually, this thing is split in half. Once I get it off, I think it'll break in two pieces. So there's this wonderful big old nut. And I guess you gotta hold this down with vice grips, which I don't like to do, but it should be okay. Really, there's not much else you can grab. You can't really grab this thing. This thing just spins. So yeah, so that's gonna be fun. At least it's got lube on it. Weird. I think I'm just gonna spray this down with some brake cleaner. I can see what I'm doing. But yeah, this is, yeah, you can see, look at it, it's just, look at it. It's just breaking off. Crazy. That right there, be like $750 at a dealer. We have to replace the entire mechanism, sir. Or you could go to eBay and spend $32 or $38. So we're gonna see if the new ones that are 3D printed. I told the guy that's making these things that I was gonna do a review and a test on it. See how there's splines right along on this thing for the gear to sit in. Alrighty then. Okay, got it off, no biggie, just vice grip close up to here. And then a 19 millimeter. Get the best socket you can, a wrench, so you don't round off the nut at all. But there's the replacement. Okay. Try to see if I can see yeah, you can see the splines in there. So I'm gonna have to lube this up and hopefully, yeah, it's gotta go this way. Yeah, I think I'll have to really lube it up. It doesn't go this way. It goes this way with that ridge, right there like that. Okay, so I'm gonna throw some lube on there and get these things to hopefully line up. I think he said to you gotta kind of pound it on a little bit. I think you gotta use a socket over this. All right, I'll try that. Okay, I got it on. Right there like that. Yeah, once that nut is off and you get it on there, take this thing and put it on the ground or wherever, somewhere solid. And then you have this over the gear. This is a 16 millimeter I used. And it goes right over it like that. And then you get yourself a hammer, good hammer, and just start pushing it down. Now this thing at first, the thing was kind of like going in sideways like that. I was going, oh crap, I'm messing it up. So it came out again, and I did it. It kept doing that over and over again. So just get the, socket on there, and just start hitting the sides that aren't on it yet, that aren't on the shaft. Like you have hit over here, and then it'll go down a little bit, and then this will be up, and then go over here and hit it down a little bit, and then here and here, and finally get it a good whack, and it just slides off. I thought it'd break. So far, so good. So now I'm just going to put it into this, into the other part, and see if these splines line up. All right. Okay, so I'm having a hard time. Once I get this all tightened up, the thing doesn't turn. So what I'm thinking is that possibly the teeth are fatter on the green one. I'm going to count how many teeth are on this one and compare it to this one here. And see how that goes. Well, they both have 22 teeth. Yeah, y'all. So, I think I just need to maybe work it a little bit more. Because it's so greasy. It is so greasy. Yeah, so there's, oh God, that grease drives me crazy. So there's this thing right here. It's got these weird little deals on it. And it fits in the teeth. Once I get it all together though, it won't even spin. If I put this thing in there by itself, yeah, it spins okay. These right here are just the alignment guys that go, there's a big one and a small one. They go like that. And then I just see how it turns. Maybe I just need to see if I can get it to turn back and forth a little bit and start wearing these in. This thing here is just some kind of a holder that keeps all this part here captive, I guess. Yeah. Okay. It is now 94 degrees. Oh boy. Yeah, it just did not work for me. You can see the gears just they just don't line up. So I'm just thinking, oh, they're just square looking. Let me get this somewhere flat. Yeah, I just think this right here is deeper than this. This just needs to be a little bit deeper for it to fit in these the grooves on this. They're pretty wide. It's really close. That's a shame. Yeah. Okay. I guess I'm just going to put it back together and see if I can find some other ones, or find a couple of these and get the numbers off of them after 92. And those are the ones that'll come with the black gears instead of the weird green ones, the brake. Okay, that was fun. One more note. So, doing just a little research, because you know it's all confusing, right? So, these are all different numbers that I got off of eBay. People selling them and overseas and stuff. They all have different numbers on them, you know. So like mine, let's see, this number right here is the one that I just took off. So that one is for 89, 90, and 92, and that is a right side. So there's a right and a left side. Then if you go down like this would be like 1990 numbers, 96 numbers, SL320 numbers for inner. There's inner, outer, right? That's like a 1998. I mean, they're, you know, some of them like this one, 96, 98 is the same. I think this is 93 to 2000 numbers right here for outer. Yeah, I kind of gave up after that because there's just so many numbers, but basically if you're replacing yours, you got one of these early ones, look at your numbers or research the numbers if you can see them. Sometimes they put pictures of the numbers, sometimes they don't. and then just punch that into Google, and it'll take you, you know, to I think a German site, or if you have EPC, you know. I don't have any of that, so it's. Anyways, that's just a little bit of trivia. So I might buy some on eBay that I found are pretty cheap, but I want to make sure that this one needs replacing, and it does. It just took the battery up and tried to use the switch, and this thing just spins. So that means the gear is most likely broken on the inside. So we have to try to take this one, the inner one, off on the passenger side of the R129 1991. This one is not much fun because there's these are torques down here, and there's hardly any room. So I do have one of these and one of these, and I'm not sure the size of it because I'm trying to look at it with a mirror. I'm going to try a bunch of different bits. I remember last time I did it was a pain in the butt. So these have to come loose. This pin has to come out of there. Doesn't look too hard. It'll probably slide out this way. And then this one's got a cover over it where the other side didn't. So most likely, it just looks like one, two, couple of push fasteners for the motors. We'll release that. That allow this thing to, because it's flexible. It's just one of these here, and then it should come out. But these are the pain in the butt. Now, as I said, the early models have this pain in the butt bracket, you know, where you have to get these out. I mean, the easy way to do it would be take the whole seat out, but who wants to do that? The later models, like 90, after 93, they changed. This whole thing is different. So I might buy those because I found them for $29 each used. That's pretty cheap. We'll see. You can always modify it. This thing screws off of there if you want to. There's a circlip and a big washer here. You take that off, and this thing will just spin right off of it. And you can put it on the one that you get if it's a later model one, I guess. It's all trial and error here. You know, there's no manual for this, at least for what I'm doing. It's hard to find information. Okay, so I'm gonna try to get it out. See you in about an hour. Like 15 hours later. My wife always drags me away from my stuff. So to get these horrible little devils out, right? Yeah, that's what it is right there. So what I did is I have this little wrench here. I bought this at Lowe's. I don't think they have it anymore because it was kind of like a clearance item, but it was pretty cheap. It was like, yeah, under 10 bucks at the time. So it's a angle bit driver, right? And it's a T40. The one that came with that, though, this thing has a 5/16 side, and I think it's a quarter inch side. And so I got this little bit here. This is the one that came with that wrench, but you can see that it's longer and it was too long to fit under there. So with this, all you gotta do is be able to break it loose. I tried some mini vice grips, but it was just impossible. But this gives you enough room to get under there and just break it loose. If you can find something like this, or, you know, I mean, that's maybe an inch long. Anyways, so I got that part there. I don't think I've ever had this side off. Yeah, now I just gotta knock that pin off, take these 2 10s off. We'll get this thing off. This is a fun part. Okay, so let's see if I get some light out here. So see that pin right there? This part here will block it. So you pull out this sleeve. Sleeve looks like, here's the other side. All right, goes over here through it. So this thing will just kind of slide out, some needle nose, and get it out so that it gives you a little more wiggle room on this thing, so that you can get this darn pin out, hopefully, right? Find some kind of crude instrument here to okay, so there's that pin. Now that's loose. This is loose. Boom. This, you gotta separate it from this black or this rubber deal here without breaking it. It should just pull right out. So you gotta use 2 hands. Hold on, let me see if I can. Okay, yeah. All right. Ta-da! Okay. Wasn't that just fun? Yeah, you see now, I turn this and that screw's not even moving. It should be moving. So that just means that the gear's broken in this now. I'm probably gonna just contact the guy that made those gears that don't seem to work. I did find some replacement ones here on eBay, pretty cheap, $29, or I can make an offer. And there's both of them, but they're from I don't know, it could be a 2000 SL. This part changed from I believe like maybe 96 on. It's just a solid, doesn't have this, looks similar. This is different on it. Hopefully the spacing is correct. I don't know why they would change everything. I don't know why they changed it. It has kind of more of a different shaped thing like this. It's more mushroomed out here. Who knows? Anyways, I'll show you a picture of it. Yeah. Okay, here it is. This is the passenger inner. Actually, this was originally, I can see this was the driver's side that I had transferred when I got the other ones, I don't know, 7 years ago. For the driver's side, this gear was good. It says gear is good. Well, now this one's broken too. You can see. It's busted. And this one's kind of whitish instead of green. I think it's just the grease that I put on. So if we look at this, okay, here's this bracket here. Here's the way this part looks. It's got a little washer, or a big washer with a clip on that, so that could come off. So this thing can be screwed all the way off. Okay, now here's the one that I found on eBay, $29, and this is the number for it. And if I look at that number, it's at 202707. It'll fit a 98, 96, 98. Now, what's strange about these is you look at most of these listings, and it'll say fits all these different years and everything. You know, like, you know, it'll fit. There's 96. Go to page 2. There's 91 500 SL, which is mine. Compatible. Let's see that part right there. See how it looks different? Okay, now this guy, well, they're in Portland, Oregon. Let's see. Which one? I think I saw he's got the other one right here, I believe. But that bracket right there, it's just a little bit different. See, it's got this kind of mushrooming side here. I don't know why they did that. Maybe it was making noise and this makes it quieter or something. But this one, see, this one is missing. It's missing that washer. No big deal. I've got the washer. I can take off my old one and a circlip. If this thing works, and this most likely has one of those black gears that Mercedes put on that don't break. So I think I'm gonna go ahead and do it. It's got to make offer, so if I make 30 bucks, it's gonna be like what, 60 bucks. I'll make them an offer $50 for both of them, and it's got free shipping, and that's pretty good because these things, I mean, this whole assembly must weigh 3 pounds, and I know shipping for something like that is going to be at least $20, so they're not going to make much, but I can try that. Like I said, as long as this gear part here is okay on that, and if this thing, if that one doesn't fit the holes, you know, on the car, I was thinking I can unscrew this part, put it on the one that I'm getting, and hopefully those holes will, well, no, if the bracket that comes with the one from eBay, if the holes don't line up, if they're too short or too long, you know, I have to figure something out. I can transfer this over there. You know, it'd be nice to be able to drill these out, get rid of these things, so you can just put nut and bolts and washers, so it makes it easy to put on, take off, whatever. Anyways, that's what I'm gonna do. So stay tuned. I'll go ahead and buy those. Keep our fingers crossed. I can always return them if they don't fit, but they should fit. You know, a lot of these things, they say that, I don't know why they would use all these different numbers, you know, for each year. And a lot has to do because there's 4 of these in that car, and each one has a different number, and every year the numbers are either the same or they're a little bit different, so it's kind of confusing. But anyways, I'm gonna try that. Okay, so I asked the seller of the gears for a refund, see if he'll do it. If I was him, I wouldn't be selling those on eBay because, um, as you could see, it fit on the shaft, but it doesn't mesh with the gears or the gear thing in here. It caused it to smash the teeth pretty much. And I put it on and off like 10 different times. I looked at it, and then we figured out, yeah, that groove needs to be deeper in from tooth to tooth. That groove needs to be deeper, and the gears themselves are kind of like flat on the teeth are kind of flat on the top. They're not like pointy like that. So we'll wait and see what happens. I made an offer on those ones on eBay to the seller to buy both of them. We'll see what happens. So probably won't get that for a while. So we'll just continue this once I get it. We'll continue this wonderful adventure of repairing. Can you believe how much work it is? I mean, yeah. Hey, if I had tons of money, I'd buy reconditioned ones. Or God, I mean, they're like $250 for ones that have been reconditioned. I don't know how they recondition, man. You get that, you try to get the gears off of these things, and they're just a bear. You know, they're pressed plastic that's just pounded in. You know, you can easily break those gears. But hey, trials and tribulations of owning a R129, at least an early one. You know, just trying to fix stuff. The later ones have their own issues. The earlier ones, I think they have less issues. They're, from my experience, they're easier to work on, except stuff like that. You know, it's just time consuming trying to get the right stuff. Anyways, I'll see you in a little while.